Top of Darling Aviary across the Golden One Center. It's going to be popping tonight, and I have my co-host Javi. LA's in town, LeBron's in town. You know, the energy will be electrifying tonight, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Most definitely. Most definitely.
So is it too early to say that this is the must-win tonight for the Kings?
It's early. It is too early.
Is it?
It's a confidence builder, but it's too early to say a must-win. Because we've seen enough good basketball through 28 games or so to not put that out there in regards to that notion at this current time.
Okay, so the Kings are coming off a very rough loss. Real quick, give me what was the biggest takeaway from that game against the Hornets, and what should they do differently tonight?
Two things, free throws. If they would have made half their misses, which they had 14 misses, they would have won the game by 1 point. And secondly, they're just not playing the way they have been for about 70% of the season defensively, at least against the Hornets. They weren't playing well defensively at all. Their offense keeping them in the game, but they need to correct their defensive lapses and, like they did yesterday, shoot, and shoot some more free throws. And I think, with all serves to pass, the Kings are a well-rounded basketball team.
Right. So what do you say when Mike Brown says, people say we miss too many free throws? Say we do make the free throws. Quote, we would have stolen the game. Do you think that's accurate? Because he's acknowledging that, yes, they missed free throws, but the miscues happened on the weak side where they had too many defensive mismatches, right? Would you agree with that?
Stealing the game is a good sentiment to put it as, because as a coach that Brown is
You're a coach.
Yes.
You know.
As Brown views the game, in the macro, he sees that, we might have stole the game with some made free throws, but defensively they didn't deserve that victory. I'm saying the two things they need to correct were the 14 missed free throws, along with the defensive lapses. The schematic play design works, but people were not communicating, not rotating, not helping the helper, not getting to the perimeter. And in the interior, they had a field day, points in the paint, the Hornets that is, and that one guy they got, Richards, was just destroying them in the interior all game long.
He was. And we'll touch on that because, Mike actually talked about Nick Richards, right? And the Kings are in desperate need of a backup center. It seems like it, because even though they got a $12 million center sitting on the bench, which I asked him about, and he gave me a 3-minute answer. Real quick, what were your takeaways about his answer just overall about, not having a legit backup, I guess?
It's troubling because you pay, Richaun the likes of $48 million over 4 years. I don't understand the logic, and not only if they knew this going into the preseason and training camp, why they didn't try to make a move to send him off? Also, why did they try to acquire somebody that fit what they're trying to do schematically and with their roster configuration? But luckily, I can give Monty some credit. They use their chips, their assets, their players, and draft picks all universally to where they do it, collectively. And I think they will find a way to use that chip along with a pick or two or maybe another player to find the piece they need, and they're looking to find and add to this roster.
It's tough, man. For me, if you read between the lines, he pretty much said he fouls too much, right? Like, I just don't want to play him. Like, that's how I took it, at least, which is unfortunate because he said he played, quote, 100-plus minutes. I went back, did the math. In the first 6 games, he played 84. I'm not counting those garbage time minutes, right, when the Kings are up. So he was wrong in that respect. So to me, it's like, how do you not foul when you know that if you make a mistake, like, you're going into a game already thinking, shoot, if I make a mistake, I'm going outside the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, as a former player, how do you approach that?
Well, me being a 4-year college football player, games are different, and I play physical with an F. But the reason why it's disheartening to hear is because before Mike Brown got here, no discredit to Mike Brown, he's been doing marvelous things with us. But outside of Richaun, there were no physical players on the Kings prior to this season. I mean, he might foul a lot, but I know he's giving 200% effort. And we're not asking him to be the 25, 30-minute center that he was getting previous to Sabonis being acquired. But I just don't see how he can't get 10 to 20 minutes tonight as the backup center when really outside of him, who's a defensive stalwart that's coming off the bench? Outside of Davion, who's a guard. I mean, Metsu has his nights. Trey Lyles not known for his defense, perimeter shooter. And Malik Monk's, a scorer. I mean, Terrence Davis also a scorer. I don't see the perimeter or the interior defensive players they have coming off the bench outside of him. And like I said, Davion's an exterior perimeter defender. So, they got to find a way to put a center on the floor when Sabonis needs a breath.
100%. That's how I feel. At the end of the day, I'm not Mike Brown. He's the one that's going to make these decisions, And like he said, he wants a guy that goes up vertically, defends the rim, and is a lob threat. That sounds like Richaun, but I could be wrong. You know what I'm talking about? the Lakers have no AD tonight, so that should be a help in terms of like rebounding.
Tremendous.
They have no Russell Westbrook, who is a phenomenal rebounder for the guard position.
And turnover machine.
So that could work against them because that means we see more of a shooter tonight, which is more speed. But he is missing the game tonight. I just got word that Sabonis will play tonight, even though he was questionable. HB's playing tonight, even though he was questionable.
My guy.
So the Kings are at full strength. For you, what does Sabonis have to do to continue to dominate tonight?
Play his game.
Be
because, I'm not a man that's not going to stick true and stay true to his word. I was happy about the trade when we had, Halliburton sent over for Sabonis. Because I'm a jaded Sacramento Kings fan. But, all in all, the deals seem to be paying dividends for both clubs. But I want to make sure that we don't take Lonnie Walker and Austin Reeves as some scrub players because Pat Beverly and all three of them, I'm not saying they're all-star caliber players, but don't say, Russell Westbrook's not playing, Sabonis will dominate. Austin Reeves can shoot. Lonnie Walker's not no scrub, and Patrick Beverly can get under the skin of some players on our offensive side of the ball with our guards. Obviously, defensive side, he's a defensive stalwart, even though he's not what he was. But Sabonis played true to his game. He's unstoppable in the paint, especially against a Anthony Davis-less Lakers team tonight.
So what you're saying is don't take any team for granted because the Kings aren't that good yet.
This is the NBA.
Right.
Never take a team for granted. And we saw that 2 nights ago against 100%. The 7-win Hornets.
Okay, so De'Aaron Fox, right now, or actually yesterday was his birthday. He turned 25.
Happy birthday, De'Aaron.
All-star voting has begun, and Mike Brown at practice said, y'all got to vote for Foxy and for Sabonis every single day. And when we take away all the fandom aside, unfortunately, Fox is going up against guys like Steph Curry, Luka Doncic, John Morant, SGA, Damian Lillard, Devin Booker. Where does he fit in those names? And do you think if everybody's healthy, he makes it, or does he need someone to get injured?
I think there's 2 key pieces to him making the All-Star team. Number 1, the Kings have to be in the top 6 in the West come All-Star voting conclusion when the selections are finalized. Number 2, he has to maintain, I would say, 23 to 25 points a night and 8+ assists. And he can't go on lows. Like, there's no excuse, or rather, there is an excuse rather for him missing, the points that he was putting up when he had that foot injury over about a month or so. But he has to get back to form to where he was playing the first month of the season or so. If he does that over the next 6 weeks, I think he'll be an All-Star if the Kings remain in what they are currently in the playoff contention, top 5 seed, top 6 seed in the West. If they're 8th or 9th, 10th, then we're having a whole different conversation. Sabonis, he's an all-star nonetheless, as long as he keeps doing what he's doing. I mean, name a center that's putting up 20, 20, and 5 in Sacramento Kings history. Chris Webber did it 3 times in 700-plus games. This man did it in 45 games with the Kings. I mean, there's unforeseen numbers from Sabonis.
So, even if the Kings, I kind of disagree with you a little bit. If everybody's healthy, Steph's so popular that he's going to get it no matter what. Right now he's injured, so that could be a blessing in disguise for Fox. Obviously, I want Curry to come back because, when he plays, it's better for the game. But I don't see him getting over it. Luka, obviously, best offensive player in basketball right now. That's tough. John Morant, arguably the most popular player. He's a highlight machine, right?
Yeah.
That's not happening.
Yeah.
The one guy he's competing against is SGA, who's having an MVP type of year. He's averaging 30 a night, and he just hit a game winner. So how do you get over that hurdle? You know what I mean? Like, it's so hard.
Well, let's take things into perspective, though. SGA is getting all the touches in Oklahoma City.
For sure.
There is no Sabonis there. Dort is their second option. Almost their second option, but what I'm saying is
they have
Giddey. They have him.
Yeah, Josh Giddey.
Yeah, but I'm saying the Kings are, like I said, been shaped to a well-rounded team. Everybody gets their touches, from Fox, Sabonis, Harrison, to Malik Monk, to Herter. Wrong, right, and different. Keegan Murray. They're all getting their touches. But if Harrison averages 25, 8, and 4, and the Kings are 5th or 6th seed in the West, I think he'll have a legitimate chance to make the All-Star team. Now, I'm not saying he will because
you want to reward winning.
Because winning comes first in my estimation for everything I do. I wake up trying to win the day, and the Kings have said, we're not in the business of trying to save draft picks and think about 2-3 years from now or talk about, tanking. We want to win because winning mentality comes from I want to be the best version of myself. Why worry about tomorrow? We got to worry about right now. You can't get today back. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, like even 2 days ago, I think some Kings fans might have, we're going to get the Hornets, and then we're going to go right and play the Lakers. No. And we overlooked the Hornets, and overlooked that game. And what happened? Post-game, we lost. And now we should be, In all actuality, we should have won that game. But, hey, it's the NBA, 82 games, not a sprint. It's a marathon.
100%.
And, like I said, I think Sacramento, when they get punched in the mouth in previous years, they would just lay down and say, all right, it's happening out. It's a new season, man. When they get punched in the mouth, they punch right back. And that's something that we ain't seen in a long time for Sacramento.
I love hearing that. That's a great segue to go into our mini break right now. Make sure you guys tune in after. 2-minute break. We'll see you guys in a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back, y'all. Again, we are at Darling Aviary, the rooftop, where you can get a drink pre-gaming with your boys. We're literally 2 feet away from the Golden One Center. Javi, your thoughts about this restaurant real quick?
Beautiful restaurant, great establishment. The views and just the vibes here, something that's invaluable. And if you ain't checked out Darling Aviary, then you're missing out. There's no other way to say it.
Big facts, big facts. All right, let's transition to the 3 keys to this game. For me, the first one is transition defense. LeBron is an animal. He's going to want to show up. There's a ton of Laker fans tonight, and he's going to want one of those highlight dunks. What do you have to do to stop this man in transition?
Not turn the ball over.
100%.
Number one. Number two, if you do happen to, have an unforeseen turnover, you need to run and sprint back defensively to the other end of the court and make sure you get in front of your man, chest out, hands up, stay flat, stay even, and don't lean, because the hands and the lean and the reach is what's going to get the call, especially against LeBron. A simple gets a foul. So you got to understand, if you touch that or his hairline, it might be a flagrant foul. So we cannot come anywhere close to either, whether it's his finger or his fake hairline. But again,
I love it.
Transition defense to the second key of the game, which we'll go transition to. I'd say, in my estimation, Leo, De'Aaron Fox needs to set the tone defensively, because
100%.
The Kings go through De'Aaron. You see, when the Kings don't have De'Aaron, Sabonis can run the team, but the heartbeat of this team is De'Aaron Fox. And when he sets the tone defensively and plays true, solid man-to-man defense, or even in their zone and plays true to his zone and does his responsibilities as their starting point guard and their leader, the whole team feeds off that defensively. And that key to their defensive stalwart and execution is key against each and every
100%.
Lakers possession tonight.
For me, it was very evident when he missed those 2 games how much the offense struggled, right? Yes, they beat the Cavs, and they went on an insane, once-in-a-million 19-0 run, which will never happen again probably. That's super unheard of. But that team struggled. I love Davion's defensive ability, right? He's amazing. He's a dog. But the reality is, right now, the Kings aren't playing the pound, pick-and-roll type of offense where he looked great last year when he had Damian Jones just rolling, and then he was able to get to his spots. In this offense, it's a split-cut action where you have to rotate that ball, and everybody got to touch the ball. So when you're not shooting the ball well the way Davion has, which, again, I think he puts the work in, the shots is not falling, he's been super unproductive offensively, and to the point where he's been a liability. So you saw that against the Cavs. You saw it against the Knicks, where nobody could score that damn game. Like, that was bad, and that's where we miss a guy like De'Aaron Fox, who not only sets the tone defensively, but arguably is their best offensive player. So besides setting the tone defensively, Javi, what does Fox have to do tonight to actually just lead his team tonight to a victory?
Be aggressive.
Right.
I don't want no passing-ness, and I'm not saying De'Aaron's passing. Sometimes he'll get
that's fair, though.
pass-heavy and a lot of stuff. And that's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that at this time. But De'Aaron Fox is a shooter, and he's a downhill interior player for a guard that's upper-teaming some. Most
Sabonis, the mic one,
shoots well
with the rake and take off the
glass. Is faster. Based on the
Fox. Still made the
shot. Off back, no fiction. As long as De'Aaron pushes the tempo, moves the ball, and runs, nobody
sets his feet on the three.
Right. And no one's going to want to stand in front of him from the first minute to the 48th minute.
100%. Number 3, they need to make free throws. Honestly, basketball is a simple game. It's a beautiful game. And sometimes when you miss over 10 free throws, last game 14 to be exact, they've had a game where they missed, I think, 13 free throws against it was a Clipper game, right? Early in the year where they lost by 2 points. You got to make them. Javi, we know these guys are good shooters, right? Their percentages reflect that from beyond the arc. Why is it that mentally speaking, when they get to a free throw line, they just start missing them? And then, like, if one person misses them, then everybody wants to miss them because last game, everybody missed a damn free throw.
I feel like it's contagious. And, there's a homer, for better or for worse, to this issue, per se. The Kings have corrected almost everything and anything that has been going wrong with them the last 3-4 years, through the Vlade era, going into the Mike Brown, Monty McNair era. But the one thing I don't think they have focused enough on is somewhat minuscule free throws. The Kings were good free throw shooters the last 3, 4, 5 seasons, and now they focus on defensive schematic execution, offensive ball movement, making sure that they play tough, physical, fast, that they play fearless, that they have a sense of competition, that they compete, and they go out every night trying to win. See, you miss more than a dozen free throws, it'll cost you a game. And if they literally would have made half of those misses, those 14 on on Monday, they would have won that game against the Hornets. But now you see, come tonight, they've corrected a multitude of things. But Mike Brown said, all right, we're going to roll the balls out, and we're going to shoot, and shoot some more, because making free throws should be a easy 1, 2, 3 for an NBA player. And I'm not saying 100%, but you can't miss 14 free. You can't be 50% from the line. That's unexcusable.
You can't miss.
That's just not all right. That's not okay, and it's not going to be allowed. I know Mike Brown he probably had some choice words for him in the locker room post game against the Hornets after all the missed free throws.
It's not okay at the AAU level, at the elementary level, at the middle school, high school, collegiate level. It's not okay. They're free. They're free, Javi.
Yes.
Let's transition.
And nothing in life is free.
Nothing in life is free except free throws. Except free throws. Tonight, the Kings are -8 for the game. That means they have to win by 9 points. I know you got the first one right when they were going up against the Cavs. You're like, man, they going to cover the spread. And they won the game. Tonight, will the Kings win by more than 9 points?
10-point victory, yes.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
I'm saying
Javi's doubling down.
111-101, Sacramento. 111-101, Sacramento. That's my prediction.
Okay, so
111-101,
So a low-scoring game. So that was the following question. The over-under is 240 points.
Under.
So combined. So you're saying under.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
212 is my total margin. I say they're under the 240.
So Kings are covering -8, and there's an under. If you're going to parlay that, Javi says go all in. I love it. I love it.
All money in, no money out.
Oh, man, you got to love it, y'all. Well, we appreciate you guys for tuning in. For the people that watch this after on either here on YouTube or on Instagram, wherever, man, thank you guys so much for all the love and support that we get. Again, Darling Aviary across the Golden One Center, a great spot to pregame it, a great spot to come after the game and take advantage of their specials. They're having amazing deals. Shout out to the whole crew out there in Aviary, our amazing producer here, Chente. He's doing a great job. He's killing it, man. And obviously, I appreciate Javi for coming down all the way from the Bay Area.
That's right.
Much love. The Kings need a victory tonight, and we're watching De'Aaron Fox warm up. That man, it's a bad man, and I hope he makes the All-Star game, and he needs to have a big game tonight because, a lot of people are watching this game.
Oh, yeah.
So, we're talking like a global audience because the Lakers, let's be honest, they're arguably the most popular team in the world.
That's okay, but we're in Northern California, but, I only want to hear three things. I want to hear three words tonight, and that's light the beam.
Light the beam,
and that's all I want to hear.
Let's light the beam, baby.
That's it.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. And on behalf of the entire CK family, we'll see you on the next one.
Go
Peace.
Kings.